This video is for direct variation. So a direct variation is a specific relationship in which there is a constant ratio, and that ratio is y divided by x, between all ordered pairs. Direct variation equations are written in the form y equals kx. And so guys, k is the same thing as m. It's the same thing as a. It's all slope. So for these, we're going to identify the constant of the ordered pairs below, and then we're going to write the equation. So if you know their direct variation, all you have to do is divide y by x. You can also put these in your list and do them that way. And do linear regression on them. And so here, I get a 4 and a 0. So I got the same number that I did the first time. So how I'd write this is just 4x. Y equals 4x. I don't have to add the 0 onto the end.
Country.
For the next one, we can stick it in. And this time we get a negative 0.5 and a 0. You can also write this as a fraction. That would be a negative 1/2 x. All right. So for this table, I get a repeating decimal. So again, with repeating decimals, I can turn those into fractions, and they're just a little bit easier to work with. So this one would be 2/3 x. All right, and the last one on the front here, so I get a negative 3, so it would be y equals negative 3x. So you don't have to add the 0 onto the end. All right, so on the inside, we're trying to find which one is a direct variation. So for this one, we've got to type all the tables in and see which one we get a b value of 0. So on the first one, I get a b value of 0. So A is the correct answer here. If we'd go to this second one here, because we want to check our answers, you can see that the b value is no longer 0. All right, which equation does not represent a direct variation? So anytime something is being added or subtracted to the end, it's no longer direct variation. All right, if y varies directly with x and y equals negative 3 when x equals 1, what is y when x equals negative 6? So these are perfect for tic-tac-toe. So our old and our new. So our old is when they give me both numbers. So my old x is 1, my old y is negative 3. I don't know my new y value, so I don't know this, but I do know that x is going to be negative 6. So to solve this, you cross multiply, and then you divide. So you would do negative 3 times negative 6 divided by 1. And you would get 18. All right, so this one says, what is the constant of variation? So to find the constant of variation, you just do y divided by x. So you can pick any of the ordered pairs. I always go with the first one. So the first y is 4. The second x is negative 6. They do have to be buddies. You couldn't use 4 and 3. And so all you have to do here is 4 divided by negative 6. And then I'm going to change that back to a fraction, and I get negative 2/3. All right, which graph represents a direct variation? So the graphs are going to be just like our proportional ones. They have to go through the origin. And then the final one says if y varies directly with x and y equals 4.5 when x equals 2.5, what is y when x equals 12? So tic-tac-toe again, old and new. Make sure you're putting the values, lining them up in the right spots. So we cross multiply and divide. So we would do 4.5 times 12 divided by 2.5. And we get 21.6. So that's it for this video.